They say if you hear your name whispered in Blackridge Forest after midnight, don't answer, because whatever's calling you already knows you're there. It was supposed to be a weekend getaway. 4 college friends, 2 jeeps, and a tent in the middle of nowhere. Blackridge Forest in Oregon was deep, quiet, and far off the map. Perfect for a break from Wi-Fi, noise, and everything fake. The air was thick with pine and silence, the kind that felt heavy on your chest. Jake, the loud one, laughed as they set up camp. "Bro, this is literally a horror movie setup," he joked, tossing wood into the fire. No one laughed. The forest around them didn't echo his voice. It swallowed it. That night, around 2:13 a.m., Jake woke up to the sound of someone whispering his name. It was soft at first, distant, almost like the wind. "Jake!" He thought it was Lily pranking him. But when he checked, everyone was asleep. The whisper came again, closer this time. He grabbed his flashlight, unzipped the tent, and stepped into the cold dark. The beam cut through the mist until it landed on something between the trees. Jake froze. Standing there, half hidden in the fog, was himself. Same hoodie, same build, same terrified eyes staring right back. The figure tilted its head, smiled faintly, then turned and walked deeper into the woods. Jake followed. By morning, only his phone was found, lying face up beside the extinguished fire, still recording. In the video, he's seen walking further and further into the trees, whispering hello, before the screen fills with static. Faintly, beneath the noise, a low voice can be heard saying, "One more for the forest." 2 years later, hikers still report hearing names echoing through the Blackridge pines, sometimes as a whisper, sometimes as a scream. And if you stand there long enough, perfectly still, you might hear one more name drifting through the night air. Your own. 2 years had passed since Jake disappeared in Blackridge Forest. His friends moved away, the investigation froze, and the woods swallowed the story whole. Until one cold November morning when Jake's phone mysteriously synced online. No one could explain it. The SIM was dead, GPS disabled, and the account long forgotten. Yet a single new file appeared on the internet, titled "He's Still Here." It surfaced on a small paranormal YouTube channel run by Eli Turner, a freelance journalist known for chasing urban legends that most people were too scared to touch. The video was only 3 minutes long, shaky and muffled, but what Eli saw made his blood turn to ice. The camera showed the campsite from Jake's last night, empty and silent. Then the lens slowly tilted, like something invisible was breathing against it. A shadow crossed the frame, tall, distorted, its joints bending the wrong way, and then softly a whisper. "You came for him, now we'll take you too. Eli Frozze." The voice wasn't just in the clip, it was whispering through his headphones, saying his name, "Eli." He slammed the laptop shut, heart pounding. But that night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., his power went out. The next morning, rangers found Eli's van parked at the edge of Blackridge. The keys were still in the ignition, headlights still on. Inside, his laptop was streaming live, camera facing the woods. Thousands of viewers watched as Eli's trembling voice whispered, "Jake, if you're out there," before the feed glitched. The screen froze on a single frame. Eli standing among dozens of pale, motionless figures with blank faces, and one of them was Jake, smiling directly at the lens. Then came that same whisper, calm and cold, "One more for the forest." The stream cut to black, and the channel was deleted an hour later. No one ever found Eli. But locals say, if you hike Blackridge after midnight, you can still hear static in the wind, like a video trying to play again. And sometimes, between the noise, someone whispers your name. 6 months after Eli Turner vanished, a 3-person documentary crew from Seattle decided to investigate Blackridge Forest. Their goal was simple: film a short for a streaming platform about America's most haunted places. But the deeper motive was fame. The Pines Never Sleep story had gone viral, and they wanted to be the ones to uncover the truth behind the disappearances. The crew, Mark, the director, Ava, the sound tech, and Lucas, the cameraman, arrived at the trailhead just before dusk. The forest was unnaturally quiet. No birds, no wind, only the soft hum of static coming through Ava's microphone. First, they laughed it off. Old interference, Mark said. But when she unplugged the mic, the static didn't stop. It was coming from the trees themselves. They pressed deeper, following the faint digital hiss until night fell. Around 2:13 a.m., the signal grew stronger, so loud it began distorting their recordings. The forest seemed to pulse with it, like it was breathing electricity. Then Ava froze. "Mark," she whispered. "Do you hear that?" A faint voice echoed through the static. "Turn back." They tried to leave, but their GPS spun endlessly, showing their position circling the same location again and again. Jake's old campsite. Their flashlights flickered, catching glimpses of movement between the pines. Shapes that looked almost human but not quite. Faces blurred, limbs too long, like corrupted data walking on two legs. Lucas aimed the camera toward one, whispering, "Oh my God, it's recording us." The figure stepped forward. It was Jake. His face was stretched into a static smile, his eyes flickering like a glitching video feed. Behind him stood Eli and dozens more, all frozen mid-breath, their mouths moving in silent sync. Ava screamed, dropping the mic, as the forest erupted in whispers. One more for the forest. By dawn, their van was found empty, the equipment still running. The footage they recorded uploaded itself to the same channel Eli once used. Viewers who watched it reported hearing their own names whispered through their headphones, even when they watched on mute. The video was removed within hours, but the comments stayed. People claiming strange noises in their houses after watching. Experts call it a hoax. Locals call it a curse. But hikers still swear that, if you walk through Blackridge Forest with your phone on airplane mode, you can sometimes pick up a faint signal. It plays for only a second, just long enough to hear a whisper that sounds like you point 2 weeks after the documentary crew vanished. An unmarked convoy arrived at the edge of Blackridge Forest. No insignias, no press, no names. Locals called them the Suits. They sealed the area for environmental study. But at night, the forest glowed faintly, like there was lightning trapped beneath the soil. The operation was led by Dr. Helena Grant, a digital acoustic specialist for a private research branch under the Department of Energy. Her team called it the Echo Project. Their mission: trace the origin of the mysterious audio frequency that had been bleeding through online platforms and devices connected near Blackridge. They believed it wasn't supernatural, just corrupted radio interference, just science. But when they triangulated the source, they discovered something terrifying. It wasn't coming from the ground or the sky. It was coming from within the trees themselves. They set up receivers, isolating the signal to a cluster of ancient pines near the center of the forest. The bark emitted a faint vibration, like a heartbeat. When they amplified it, the sound wasn't static anymore. It was voices, hundreds of overlapping whispers, repeating names. The closer they got, the more the words aligned until one voice broke through them all. "Helena!" The team froze. The frequency had spoken her name. One of the techs laughed nervously, saying it was feedback. Then his headset screamed, high-pitched distortion that